I've had the good fortune to study and practice Yang-style Tai Chi Chuan for the last 30 years of my life. It's the long form. It contains 103 postures. Single whip. White crane shows its wings. Brush knee and push. Lifting seashell. I've had the good fortune to learn this form from 3 different masters. Each time it took about a year and a half to learn the postures. Each time the teachers told me and the others in the class how to hold the wrist, how to move the palms, what position the knee should be in. Each time, each teacher said, don't worry about doing the postures right, just do them right. And it's not about the postures. It's about being in alignment with the 10 principles. Sink shoulders and elbows. Spine erect. Sink into the qua, into the groin. And it's about observing the free flow of the Tao, the energy force, moving to and through. And each time everybody in the class, myself included, is worried about the postures, doing them right, getting the fingers just right, getting the shape of the wrist just right. Because it's easier to hang on to the postures, to the form, than to stay with being centered. The mind races ahead again and again to, what's the next thing? Where do I put my wrist? Which knee? Oh yeah, it's a white wing. No, seashell. No. Again and again, I am invited simply to be present, to do the form that I've practiced thousands of times over the years, to pay attention to the elbow, the wrist, the knees, but mostly to be brand new in the moment, feeling the free flow of life. Why do I mention this? Because again and again in my life, I find myself trying to get an A from the teacher, wanting to do it right, to be the good boy, to look right, to act right, to do it right. And again, the deep teachings of the Taoist, of the way of Tai Chi Chuan, again and again, the teachings of the Buddha, the teachings of the living Christ, invite me to be present and not focus on what's outer and what's the perfect and who to please and how to finish and how to complete this and how to earn the next thing, but to be present with that which is already whole, perfect, and complete within me in this moment. That which is the living Christ, that which is the Buddha, that which is the Tao, the goddess in expression. That's what I'm called to again and again. And that's what I forget again and again as I try to be perfect and get it done and get everything on my list done and try to do it right and try to please. You understand that dance between the polarities. I'm not saying anything new. What I am doing new, hopefully, in this moment is reminding myself and perhaps a few others in this room of the importance of being now. Now. And now. And there's this part in me and this part in you that was going, well, what's he going to say next? What's he going to do next? No. Now. 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 In a few minutes, I'll invite you to meditate with me. We'll get into a position, we'll do a little breathing, I'll invite you to get silent, and quite likely, about 30 seconds into it, your mind will start yapping, wondering what's going to happen next, what's he going to say next, when are we going to get out of here, is this ever going to end, lunch is going to be, time and again, I, you, we are invited to notice the mental chatter that keeps wanting to pull us out of this moment into doing it right. And time and again, we're invited to remember that you can't do it wrong. It is precisely our judgment that this is wrong. I'm not doing it right now. I'm blowing this meditation. I'm blowing this Tai Chi form. It is precisely that judgment that brings us out of the present moment and into the full alignment with the Tao, which is nothing more than the free flow between the seeming polarities that greet us at all times. The male and the female, the yin and the yang, the black and the white represent those two polarities. That part of us that's always judging, and that part of us that's perfect, whole, and complete. That part of us that wants to do, that part of us that was from before the beginning and will be after the end. That part of us that knows with absolute certainty what to do, and that part of us that lives in mystery. Those are all represented in the divine dance of the yin and the yang. Within the yin, within the beautiful field of black, there is this other part. That other part, which is also part of it, which is the white. And in the beautiful field of white, there's always still this part that's black. And to try to pretend that we can make it black or white is precisely the disease that lies at the heart of so much pain and suffering in our culture. This desire to have things in a straight line with the good guys on one side and the bad guys on the other side, with the completed tasks that are done right on this side and the incomplete to-do list on this side. And that we're called again and again to remember that life is much messier than this, but also much more beautiful and curvaceous and non-linear, more poetic and richer and yes, messier. But also more joy-filled. Joy not in the sense of being happy, not in the sense of being cheerful, but joy in the sense of being fully connected with the source of who we are. which is why it's so important that we're here together. Because in our personal lives, it's easy to forget. And it's easy to get caught up in the distraction and the fear and the disease and the lack and the and as a collective whole, as we each bring our gifts, each bring our part of remembering the truth of who we are as whole, perfect, and complete from the beginning. As we remember this collectively and practice this collectively, we build the perfection muscle. How about flexing that perfection muscle with me? Sit there just right where you're sitting. You don't have to change your posture yet. Don't have to maintain or assume the meditation posture. Just the way you're sitting now, take a moment to feel how perfect you are. And say, oh, and then notice immediately that part in your body goes, oh, yeah, but I didn't dress right. Or, oh, yeah, but my back hurts. Or, oh, if only I'd lost some weight. Or, oh, no, come back. Feel the perfection of who you are as a child of God, as an image of the universe, whole, perfect, and complete. Take a moment to scan from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. The rich, vibrant, alive, loving, perfect self you are. Out on the hallway, there's a baby who just can't help expressing herself. And there's a part, I know what it's like. I'm a parent. I know there's a part of the mom that says, oh, I wish the baby quiet. It's in church. Shouldn't be making that noise. I recognize that part. But I also recognize the part of the baby that is so full of life that it cannot help but I cannot help but be me. I don't care that everybody in the room wants me to be quiet. That's right. Let's give the baby a big hand. Sebastian, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I should have remembered Sebastian's name. And the judgment comes in. I feel it. I messed up. I forgot Sebastian's name. No. It's perfect, whole, and complete to remind myself as I remind you that this child here is a perfect outpicturing of who we truly are. We are here to express our gifts. That's what I'm talking about. Amen. There have been all sorts of forces aligned in Chris Taylor's life at various times to keep him from singing. All kind of perfectly good financial reasons, relationship reasons, musical reasons. I say that because I know what it's like to be a professional musician. And still, how many decades you been at this, Chris?
Since 84.
Yeah. So for 30 years, Chris has just been singing because he got to. That's easy to see, right? It's easy to hear because it sounded great and it looked good, it looked cool and it looked easy. But it's just because that's what Chris is here to do. That baby is here to be that. Sebastian's here to be Sebastian fully. And you're here to be Butch. And you're here to be Kiko. And you're here to be Lara. And you're here to be Heidi. And the way you are here in this moment is perfect, whole, and complete before you do a single darn thing. Can you feel that? Totally separate from anything you do is the perfection of who you are. Totally separate from anything I do is the perfection of who I am. Breathe into that with me. And just practice that statement in the silence of your mind. Totally separate from anything I do is the perfection of who I am. That's my affirmation. That's my foundation. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And now won't you turn within as we sing together the words to the chant, return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Sing it out loud or in the silence of your heart. But won't you sing it? Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. With eyes open or eyes closed, won't you return to that place of who you truly are, what you truly are, where you truly are, whole, perfect, and complete, an eternal being of love and light from which emanates all of the manifestation of the physical plane in your life. So it is not that we deny or distance ourselves from the physical, from the body, from the job, from the bank account, and the family and friends. No. We embrace them and look past them to who you truly are, whole, perfect, and complete. Feeling the breath rise and fall. Watching as your inhale turns to exhale and exhale turns to inhale in the ceaseless cycle of expansion and contraction, of giving and receiving. Feel that you are not breathing as much as you are being breathed by life, by spirit, by the free flow of the Tao moving to you, through you, as you. Rest in this field of undifferentiated beingness. And from this place of peace and power, won't you send forth a shower of blessings from you to another person, persons, or situation. Simply send forth that which is yours to give, your light, your love, your prayer, your affirmation for someone other than yourself. And then perhaps opening even broader to send forth your love, your light, your blessings to all of creation. Feeling the power of your willingness to be an instrument of peace. Knowing that what you send forth is returned to you magnified and multiplied by your willingness to be this instrument of peace. May you, may we, and all beings be blessed by your willingness to do this. And so